Welcome to the Shreveport Connection. And by the way, my name is Tommy. Well, would have been some happy birthdays, but it doesn't matter because I didn't get any birthdays for this week from Monday night. Raw Fallout video featuring Chris Jericho talking about WWE Draft that takes place next month. Jericho says we really could see a whole new world opening up. And you can go to this link for that. It's going to be a very exciting time for the fans and the roster. Baron Corbin is featured in this next link. Also in another Raw Fallout video. Corbin doesn't care about where he goes in the WWE Draft. He's just worried about the money as long as he gets paid. As noted, what happened after the TNA pay-per-view? I mean, not TNA, but WWE pay-per-view. Money in the Bank. Del Rio and had an altercation of some sort with his girlfriend, Paige, and she was escorted in handcuffs. Either it was in the ambulance because the ambulance was actually going to the hospital, so I don't think she was actually arrested or whatever, but she was just in handcuffs. Also, showing you photos surfacing after the Money in the Bank in Las Vegas. Paige was apparently arrested, but unknown because she was at Raw. As you will see here in the results, been told no charges were filed against Paige as she was obviously not admitted into a hospital either, as she did work Raw from Monday night and was told that even her mother was got involved in this, as WWE was investigating the matter. For those who missed it, go to the photos, which apparently showed Paige and Del Rio. At least Paige was getting escorted into the ambulance. Speculation that this was for Total Divas, but not confirmed. All we know is no charges were filed. Regarding reports of Alberto Del Rio possibly suffering an ankle injury during the pay-per-view, he was taken to the hospital. And he did get some type of knee injury. As to why he was not used on Raw itself. And he was backstage for Raw. Obviously not used. According to PW Insider, officials kept Del Rio out of range to allow him to rest his leg. It was reported that Del Rio was taken to a local hospital to have knee examined after Sunday's pay-per-view. And WWE announced the following. Roman Reigns has been suspended for 30 days. Wellness policy. First violation, company talent wellness policy, and he has commented on his suspension at WWE Roman Reigns. I apologize to my family, friends, and fans for my mistake in violating WWE's wellness policy. No excuse. I own it. Well, as you see at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, Natalya turned on Becky Lynch after their tag team loss to Dana Brooke and Women's Champion Charlotte. Original plans had Becky turning heel, but no word yet why they changed the plans. But my guess is probably to end Natalya's career in WWE, as because there's been speculations going around that she will not resign when her contract expires. Also, a related note, a lot of internal speculation. Like I said, Natalya leaving the company when her contract expires. Also, due to the situation with her husband, Tyson Kidd being unable to wrestle anymore. It should be noted that this is just speculation, rumors among people in the company. That there's been no solid word yet on Natalya looking to leave, but people do expect her to leave. Dark match prior to Raw wasn't one. Superstar spoilers, David Otunga and Tom Phillips were on commentary for Superstars. Golden Truth defeated the Ascension. Connor officially returned from his suspension. Lucha Dragons defeated the Dudleys. Raw opened up with Dean Ambrose arriving into the arena in a yellow taxi cab earlier in the day. Ambrose pays the guy and let him drive off before stopping him. Ambrose, but he apparently forgot his championship belt. Ambrose goes in the car to retrieve his WWE Championship. Raw video played, and we're brought into the arena to see a big pyrotechnics display. Michael Cole puts on the brand new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Puts over the brand new Heavyweight Champion, Dean Ambrose. Ambrose music hits. He comes out to a big reception from the Phoenix, Arizona crowd. There's a podium on stage that simply reads SmackDown. Ambrose smiles as he holds up the World Heavyweight Championship in the ring. Still photos are shown from Money in the Bank ladder match. Then still photos are shown for Seth Rollins defeating Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight title. Dean Ambrose then came out and cashed in on the Money in the Bank on Rollins. Ambrose then defeated him with a dirty deed to win the title. Ambrose stands in the ring and soaks it in the crowd. They chant, "You deserve it." Ambrose points at them and to indicate it is the other way around. Ambrose says, "Oh boy, last night was a long night in Las Vegas." And I'm not even talking about the stuff I don't even remember. Ambrose mentions the Cleveland Cavaliers winning the NBA championship, which drew boos. Ambrose says he doesn't like them anyways. His foot got run over by a cab, and oh yeah, he had to climb a ladder to win the Money in the Bank contract. At some points, he almost got bit by a dog. Then this other thing happened when he cashed in the Money in the Bank on Seth Rollins to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. If you want to talk about a guy who had a long night, it's Seth Rollins. Rollins was the right guy in the right place at the wrong time. Ambrose says that this is the lesson of the week. What goes around comes back around. Ambrose has another lesson. Hard work pays off. Busting your ass and keeping your nose in the grindstone pays off. And when it pays off big. Rollins called himself the man. Reigns called himself the guy. So he is the dude. A dude chance breaks out from the crowd. Ambrose says you can just call him the champion. Or call him champion. He's been chasing the title for 2 years. This is why he's kept coming back and dusting himself off. And he stands in the ring with it. It was all worth it. We're not having hard times anymore. Roman Reigns music hits. Anyhow, he comes to the stage to the big boos from the crowd. There's also a Raw podium on the opposite side of the stage. Reigns gets in the ring and circles around Ambrose. They stare each other down. Reigns takes a deep breath and says, "Last night it wasn't my night because last night was your night." The crowd lightly cheers that. Reigns congratulates Ambrose and says he's happy for him. Reigns doesn't care what the crowd thinks. This is his boy. Reigns asks how good it felt to cash in on Rollins. Ambrose says he would have cashed in on Reigns as well. A "you can't wrestle" chant broke out from the crowd. Well, Reigns just smirked and looked at the crowd and says, to all the dudes chanting "you can't wrestle," take a sip of your beer and shut your mouth. Reigns asks if Ambrose is fighting champ because he has a rematch due to him. Seth Rollins' music hits and out he comes to a big reception screaming, "This isn't how it works." For 7 months, he worked his ass off to get back in the ring. Last night, he achieved his dream to beat Reigns. So he's going to back to the back of the line. Ambrose stole the championship from him. Reigns says it doesn't feel good, does it? Reigns says that when he did it to Reigns, he did it to his face. Rollins says Rollins was a champion and never properly lost it. So Reigns can go back to the line because that's going to the back of the line. Reigns says if he didn't lose it, then why is it on Ambrose's shoulder? Rollins says Ambrose stole it from him. Reigns tells Rollins to shut up and stop complaining. There is a very easy way to settle this. Reigns drops his microphone and gets in Rollins' face. Rollins says there is nothing to settle between them. Rollins beat him last night and deserves a rematch for his title. Well, Shane O'Mac's music hits. Now he comes to a reception. Shane O'Mac chant breaks out. Shane congratulates Ambrose on not only winning the Money in the Bank ladder match, but also cashing in and becoming the new World Heavyweight Champion. As far as Rollins and Reigns goes, there is a simple solution to see who will face Ambrose. They should have a match. Rollins says they had the match last night. Shane can't go around making decisions. Did he consult Stephanie? She wouldn't approve. Shane says that's a good point. So he'll check. He pretends that he's calling Stephanie on the cell phone and says she loves it. Stephanie isn't here tonight, So he's running the whole show. The WrestleMania worthy match between them is being held off because of the draft next month. Could scatter them. So we'll do this match tonight. Rollins is furious and storms off. Heck, I would have said your match is up now. Commentators talk about the upcoming draft on Tuesday, July 19th on the first live edition of SmackDown. Prospective general managers, whoever they are, will make their picks. We'll hear from AJ Styles tonight, and he'll talk about beating John Cena last night at Money in the Bank. Well, so see Paige take on Charlotte for the Women's Championship. Coming up next, we'll see Sami Zayn take on Kevin Owens. Commercial break. Images were shown of the World Heavyweight Championship that Triple H sent to the Cleveland Cavaliers. We also see LeBron James in an Ultimate Warrior shirt. Spanish commentators were seen at ringside. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens comes out to the ring limping from last night's violent Money in the Bank match. Bell rings and they load on each other with punches. Sami sends him into the ropes, but Owens holds on and gets out of the ring. Owens catches his breath and Sami runs over him with a clothesline. Zayn bounces off the apron and puts him in the ring. Owens quickly rolls out and punches Zayn as he comes outside. Owens hits him into the barricade, but Zayn jumps to the top of it, takes him down with a moonsault block. Zayn gets him in the ring, and Owens rolls out again. Zayn follows him outside and reverses the whip into the barricade. Zayn runs into a boot, and Owens goes over the barricade to leave. Zayn goes into the crowd to get him and throw him over the barricade. Owens sends Zayn into the barricade and tosses him into the ring post. Owens gets him in the ring and connects with a senton splash for the near fall. Commercial break. Back from the break, we see Zayn trapped in a chin lock. During the commercial break, Owens gave him a front suplex onto the top rope. Zayn fights up for the chin lock, but Owens viciously takes him down. Owens goes for a senton splash, but Zayn gets his knees up. Owens charges him, but Zayn pulls the top rope down and gets him out of the ring. Zayn gets pumped up and wipes him out with a diving somersault plancha. Zayn gets him in the ring and goes up to the top rope, but Owens cuts him off and chops him in the chest. Owens goes for a superplex, but Zayn blocks it. Zayn clubs back and pushes him off. Zayn jumps over him and charges and turns into a super kick. Owens picks up a near fall for that. Owens can't believe it. Then he kicked out. Owens goes for a package powerbomb, but Zayn fights it out and kills him with a half Nelson suplex that spikes him on his head. Zayn goes for the hell of a kick, but Owens counters with a super kick. Owens goes for the pop-up powerbomb, but Zayn counters it into the roll-up for the win. 2-star match. Zayn celebrated on the ramp and kneeled down in exhaustion. Owens runs him over with a running boot. Owens grabs him and sets him up for the powerbomb off the stage, but Zayn fights it and takes him down. Zayn punches away at him. Referees run down to separate them both. They both hold them back as they keep trying to fight. Tonight's main event still, we'll see Roman Reigns take on Seth Rollins and the winner facing Dean Ambrose for the World Heavyweight Championship at Battleground. And by the way, that match will not happen at all now because Roman Reigns was suspended for 30 days. We come back from a commercial break. We see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn continue to fight backstage. Owens sends him into the crates. Referees then hold Owens back. So Zayn leads on to some crates and dives onto Owens and the security guards. Some of the security guards, probably wrestlers, indie feds, and they were knocked down. But they eventually got pulled apart again. Michael Cole says maybe it would be best if they were drafted to separate shows. They show some of the press they got for that. John Laurinaitis' music hits, and out he comes to a live reaction wearing a bright red suit and white shoes. Laurinaitis reminds the crowd who he is and mentions he was the #1 general manager of Raw and SmackDown. You could see him on the WWE Network. The first live SmackDown on July 19th. He will feature the WWE draft. Shane McMahon comes out. Laurinaitis says he's talking to his WWE universe. Shane asks what he's doing out there. And Laurinaitis says he's talking to his WWE universe and the people in the arena because Big Johnny is throwing his name into the head to run SmackDown. Shane says that'll never happen. We won't have a corporate yes man running the show. This will be someone from the new era that will represent change. It won't be Laurinaitis or Stephanie. It will be him, Shane McMahon. Well, Laurinaitis said Shane can run SmackDown. Then he runs to the Raw podium and says he will run Raw. Shane then says he's embarrassing himself and sends him off. Laurinaitis screams, People power! Into the microphone and runs off. The music of Big Cass and Enzo Amore hits and they're stitched. And Shane greets them as they come out to a massive pop. Shane shows off his shoes and does the Shane O'Mac shuffle with Enzo. Enzo does his usual stitch as the crowd loudly chants along with him. Enzo says, Johnny Laryngitis, coughing into the microphone. It sounded like pure manure. Enzo says if he had a dime for every time Johnny Laryngitis opened his mouth and said something relevant, he'd have 0 dimes. Big Cass says Big Johnny may have been an ace in his day, but he's a jack in the new era. There's only one word to describe him. S-A-W-F-T. Oh! And they'll be facing the Vaudevillains next. Commercial break, Enzo and Big Cass versus Vaudevillains. Replay shown of Enzo's concussion from Payback from 2 months ago. This match was against the Vaudevillains. Enzo will start against Aiden English. They lock up. Enzo applies a side headlock. English tries to whip him off, but Enzo takes him down. English fights out and punches him down. English stomps away at him before punching him down. English says, this is what a man does. Simon Gotch is tagged in, and he chops him back before punching him down with English. Gotch gets a 2 count. English tags back in. Gotch drops an elbow, and English picks up a 2 count. English takes him down and taunts the crowd. English digs his knee into his face and tags Gotch back in. Gotch stomps him and stretches him a bit. Gotch sends him into the corner, but Enzo catches him with a reverse STO into the turnbuckle. Big Cass is then tagged in, and he runs over English before splashing Gotch in the corner. Big Cass body slams him and then hits the Empire Elbow. Big Cass big boots Gotch off the apron and splashes English. Big Cass connects with a follow-away slam on English and tags in Enzo. Enzo then splashes English off Big Cass's shoulders in a move they're calling Bada Boom Shakalaka for the win. 1 star for that match. And again, still to come, AJ Styles next. Commercial break, AJ Styles makes his way to the ring, smiling as the crowd gives him a nice hand. He'll be on the Stone Cold podcast immediately following Raw. He plugs at himself. Still photos of show from John Cena having AJ Styles beat last night. But the referee was down. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows ran down to give Cena the Magic Killer before putting Styles on top of him to get the win. The club was banned from ringside. Styles stands in the ring and the crowd begins booing him. The crowd then starts chanting his name. Styles says they seem pretty happy. He wishes he could be the same. He should be happy. He's envisioned this for years and it has become a reality. This dream match between himself and John Cena was tainted by 2 guys that were supposed to be more than brothers to him. Styles loudly says that he beat John Cena, which draws a mixed response from the crowd. It didn't go down the way he dreamed it would. Gallows and Anderson had no business in his business. If the club is going to continue together, he's going to have those guys come out and give him a public apology. Styles calls him out and demands an apology. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows make their way out to the ring, looking quite befuddled. They get into the ring and look at Styles. Styles asks if they haven't been through a lot together. Gallows says they've been all over the world. Styles says he had Cena right where he wanted him. He didn't need their help. There will never be another first-time match. Anderson says they were just trying to help. Styles said they gave John Cena an excuse. He signed his name on the dotted line. When they came out, they dragged his name through the mud. Styles asked if they realized that. Styles forced Anderson to look at him. Styles demands they look into his eyes and apologize. Anderson says, AJ, man, I'm sorry. Styles is pleased. Gallows looks upset, but he says, I'm sorry, AJ. Okay, I'm sorry. Styles says he needs them to apologize to one more person, John Cena himself. Styles then asks Cena to come out and accept his apology. Well, Cena's music plays, and out he comes to a traditional mixed reception. Cena stops at the top of the stage. Cena says he doesn't need an apology. This one is easy. They had a contract, and Styles broke it. Gallows says it's not Styles' fault. Styles had no idea they were coming out. Gallows apologized to Cena. Anderson says Styles signed the contract last week. They didn't. They took advantage of that. For that, he is sorry. Anderson manages to sound very sincere. Cena says they are fighting to survive in the WWE. Styles desperately needed a win and got one by any means necessary. Styles doesn't understand it. This is where he should be congratulated and moving on to the title. But he's backpedaling with an apology to cover up the fact that he's not as good as he says he is. Styles says Cena is using the club as an excuse because he's not as good as he says he is. Cena says he respects the win. Winning is the key to success in WWE. When you win night in and night out in the ring, that's what a champion is made of. This is what Styles doesn't get. Right up there with being a champion is living up to your word. As a champion, he knows you have had your balls and your word. Last night, Styles proved he has neither. Styles is furious. Styles says the club did Cena a favor. The crowd chants for Cena. Styles doesn't care what the crowd thinks. The club did Cena a favor because they gave him an excuse. Styles will do him a favor. He'll let him choose any member of the club to fight. Cena said that's easy. John Cena versus AJ Styles right now. Styles says he didn't let him finish anyone in the club except for himself. Styles says that they're ones that got involved. They deserve to be punished. Besides, he has a Stone Cold podcast. On top of that, he already beat Cena. Who will it be? Cena says it doesn't matter. They're riding really high off his win and feeling good about an apology. It doesn't matter who he chooses. One will be in the ring, two will be at ringside. It's a fair fight. He knocked your teeth out. It's really him versus the three guys. Styles says Cena thinks he's always right, but he's wrong. Styles confers with the club. Styles says he's a man of his word. It'll be Carl Anderson versus John Cena one-on-one. Styles says Anderson will knock Cena's teeth down his throat. Cena will then realize he's not as good as he thinks. Anderson will do it all on his own. Styles wishes him luck. Styles then plugs the Stone Cold podcast and high-fives the club. Commercial break, then they have a match. Carl Anderson versus John Cena. Cena punches and clubs Carl Anderson as the bell rings. Cena was him hard in the corner. Anderson collapses. Cena sends him hard in the corner again a second time and looks towards the entrance ramp. Waiting for the interference, Cena connects with a fisherman suplex and looks again. But still no one is coming out. Cena clotheslines Anderson down and still looks towards the ramp. Cena body slams Anderson again and looks yet again at the ramp. Cena clotheslines him down and begins to concentrate solely on Anderson. Cena then glances at the ramp and connects with a back suplex powerbomb. Cena smiles as he executes the five-knuckle shuffle. Cena then connects with attitude adjustment and covers Anderson, who never got so much as a punch in. And the club attacked him before the 3 count. 1/4 star. AJ Styles and Luke Gallows double team him before Anderson gets the punches in for good measure. The club connects with a magic killer. Styles directs traffic and tells them to get Cena up. Styles then lays Cena out with a Styles clash. Still photos are shown from the big moments in last night's Money in the Bank ladder match, which Dean Ambrose won. We then see photos of Dean Ambrose beating newly crowned champion Seth Rollins after catching in to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. A replay is then shown from earlier in the night of Shane McMahon booking Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns in the main event to determine who will face Ambrose for the WWE Heavyweight Championship at Battleground. JoJo backstage with Seth Rollins. She mentions he'll face Roman Reigns to determine who will face Dean Ambrose for the title at Battleground. Rollins says last night was about proving things. When he beat Reigns last night, he proved he was the best and that Reigns never deserved to be champion. You know who else proves something at Money in the Bank? Dean Ambrose. When he stuck up behind him and hit him with a briefcase, He proved he was a cockroach and a thief. If he has to prove it again, he will. He beat Reigns last night, and he'll beat him again. And then he'll take the title back from Ambrose and prove who is the best member of the Shield really is. Commercial break. After break, Renee's backstage with Becky Lynch. She mentioned she was attacked by Natalya and another friend has stabbed her in the back. Becky says she's cursed. First Paige, then Charlotte, and now Natalya. If she is the last woman in this division with any integrity and sportsmanship, she's better than the rest of them. Why did Natalya attack her? She doesn't know. But she's not making excuses for anyone anymore. There are no second chances with her. Natalya attacked her from behind and sent her into a crate. Natalya says she's going to take care of herself. She asked Becky how she liked her answer and walked off. Zack Ryder already in the ring with no TV entrance. And he's facing Baron Corbin in the next match. They circle the ring and lock up. Corbin shows him off. They lock up again. Corbin pretends that Ryder poked his eyes before using the distraction to punch Ryder down. Corbin kneed him in the midsection and taunts the silent crowd. Corbin forearmed him in the face and choked him on the middle rope. Corbin waves off the referee and punches Ryder. Corbin then sends him into the ropes, but he lowers his head and eats a kick. Ryder punches away at him and takes him down in the corner. Corbin gets out of the ring before Ryder connects with a brusky boot. Ryder kicks Corbin in the head and gives him a missile drop kick off the apron. Ryder puts him in the ring and connects with an elbow drop for a near fall. Ryder sends him into the corner, but Corbin slides out of the ring and runs back in and gives him a clothesline for a near fall. Ryder then shoulders him in the midsection for a slingshot. Goes for a slingshot, but Corbin punches him before giving him the end of days for the win. Another half star. Footage is shown of the WWE's partnership meeting in China. Later tonight, we'll see Paige challenge Charlotte for the women's title. Commercial break video highlight of the return of the Wyatt family later tonight. Footage shown of Paige defeating Charlotte twice over the past few weeks. Paige is backstage with Renee Young, but she's distracted by Charlotte and Dana Brooke. Paige says Charlotte can never let anyone have the spotlight. Dana Brooke says last week was her fault. Charlotte says when Team PCB split, she sunk like the Titanic. Paige says when she beats her tonight, it'll all fall on Charlotte. Commercial break. Women's title match, Paige versus Charlotte with Dana in her corner. They lock up. Charlotte rolls her up for a 2 count. Charlotte taunts her before they lock up again. Paige applies the side headlock, and Charlotte rolls her up for a 1 count. Paige keeps the side headlock on, but Charlotte whips her off. Paige shoulder blocks her down. Charlotte pushes her back. So Paige connected with 2 drop kicks and knees her way at her in the corner. Charlotte collapsed in the corner, so Dana Brooke pulls her out of the ring. Paige punched Dana, and Charlotte took her down at ringside. Charlotte and Dana taunted the crowd as we go to commercial. Back from the commercial, Paige is trapped in a head scissor. Charlotte slams her down a few times. Paige gets out and picks up a 2 count. Paige gets the backside of Vlad, but Charlotte kicked out. Paige kicks her down a few more times and knees her in the head for a 2 count. Charlotte chops her and boots her in the face. Paige ducks a big boot and connects with a fall-away slam. Paige put her on the top rope, but Charlotte punches her back. Paige quickly cut her off and clubs the back before going for a superplex. Charlotte blocks it and connects with her front superplex. Charlotte hits a weak-looking moonsault for a near fall. Dana cheers her on from ringside. Paige quickly rolls her up for a 2 count. Charlotte takes her down with a figure 8, but Paige rolls her up for a near fall. Paige kicks her in the head and connects with a rampage. But Dana puts Charlotte foot on the bottom rope to stop the count. Paige punches Dana off the apron. Charlotte kicks Paige in the back of the head and then catches her with a natural selection to retain the title. This was a 1 1/4 star. Dana grabs Paige down and throws her down. Charlotte connects with an exploded suplex and celebrates with Dana. Sasha Banks' music hits, and she comes out to a huge ovation. Sasha took out Dana, and she charged her on the ramp. Sasha gets in the ring and gives Charlotte half of the bank statement. Dana attacked her as she picked up the women's championship, but Paige makes a save. Becky holds up the title before allowing Charlotte to have it back. Roman Reigns backstage getting ready when JoJo walks up. Reigns says Rollins proved he was really good last night. Tonight he's not trying to prove anything. He'll just be the guy that beat Seth Rollins. Well, the Wyatt family logo flashed on the screen. Braun Strowman and Eric Rowan are shown in their mask. Bray Wyatt walked into the frame and says, Phoenix, we're here. Commercial break. Bray Wyatt came out with his family to a huge ovation. Fireflies are out in full force. And welcome back, champ fired up. Well, Firefly Phoenix. When they were supposed to be in New Orleans, as Bray Wyatt was a couple of weeks ago taunting. Could be in New Orleans. Welcome back, champ fired up from the crowd. Wyatt asks if the crowd missed him. He gets a massive fight for that. Wyatt says they have been locked away and punished. But through it all, they have never forgotten what they stand for. This is a promise as much as it is a warning. Wyatt family is as strong as it's ever been. Oh, Brother Bray, don't you dare be sour. Clap for your world-famous two-time champs and feel the power. New Day comes out to the stage in a big ovation. Xavier Woods says Bray Wyatt's talking way too long. He needs to cut it. Kofi Kingston has a New Day take a knee. Big E says that they're going to confess something they've been discussing. Eric Rowan was a big old booty. Kingston says everyone has a good time when the New Day is out. Wyatt family needs the power of positivity. The power has had them remain the World Tag Team Champions. Woods was distracted as the crowd did it for themselves. Wyatt laughs and kneels down. Wyatt says he hopes they understand what they have done. They've interrupted him in his return. Wyatt says he can see their future and knows that in their future, New Day falls. Wyatt starts that chant. Wyatt asks what they're waiting for before warning them to run. Commercial break. Another segment of the show with Darren Young and Mr. Bob Backlund. Backlund tells him not to take advice from anyone, including him. They're doing the DTA crap again. Don't trust anyone. Don't listen to anyone. Backlund doesn't give advice. He gives orders. Backlund then orders him to do 100 high knees. Very similar to what he'd been doing on SmackDown. They're going to make Darren Young great again. Lana's in the ring. She mentioned that Rusev is the greatest United States champion, and her fiance Rusev. Rusev makes his way to the ring and still photos are shown of him beating Titus O'Neil at Money in the Bank, beating the Father of the Year on Father's Day. Renee Young is backstage with Titus O'Neil. She mentions he asked for a match against Rusev. O'Neil says Rusev blatantly disrespected him and his children last night, so he'll send a message tonight. Don't ever disrespect him or his family. Well, we got a rematch. Rusev won't let O'Neil in the ring, but O'Neil finally gets in and punches him. They brawl in the ring, and the bell is yet to ring. Rusev powers him in the corner and shoulders away at him. O'Neil knees him in the face and big boots him down. Rusev gets out of the ring, and O'Neil powers him into the barricade. Rusev quickly sends him into the ring post, but O'Neil comes right back by sending him into the barricade. No selling the ring post shot. O'Neil yells at him before clotheslining him into the timekeeper's area. Rusev escapes through the crowd. This match never even started. The next match we'll see will be Roman Reigns taking on Seth Rollins with a winner facing Dean Ambrose for the World Heavyweight Championship at WWE Battleground. Well, I'm kind of glad I fell asleep during those last two segments, whatever you want to call it. Well, they had a commercial break. Michael Cole about the WWE draft before mentioning the Miz and Maurice could be split up. We then see a video from the Miz from the set of Marine 5. Shane McMahon walks into his office to see Chris Jericho with a scowl on his face. Jericho says he knows Shane has it out for him. Shane hasn't liked him for 15 years. That's why he canceled the highlight reel or made him the #1 contender against Dean Ambrose. Shane says Jericho lost at Extreme Rules, and last night Jericho says he beat him on SmackDown. Shane is allowing a barbarian to have the title that put 69 tacks in his body. Jericho calls him a stupid idiot. Shane warns him not to call him an idiot. Jericho says he hopes he isn't drafted on the show Shane is running. Shane says he'll be running both shows. Jericho says if he keeps making decisions like he does, he won't be. Shane asks him what would happen if he does. Shane lets him have the office and walks out as Jericho sees. World Heavyweight Champion Dean Ambrose makes his way to the ring. He'll be on commentary for the main event. Seth Rollins will be back in action this week on SmackDown. Number 1 contenders match for the World Heavyweight title. Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. Bell rings. Reigns runs him over with a shoulder block. Reigns punches him before sending him into the ring. Ropes for a back elbow. Reigns shoulders him in the corner and punches him. A "you can't wrestle" breaks and chant breaks out from the crowd. Reigns bounces off the turnbuckles and then knees him in the head. Reigns sends him into the ropes, but Rollins holds on and gets out of the ring. Rollins sweeps the feet and pulls him out before punching away at him. Rollins reverses the whip into the barricade. Reigns bounces him off the commentary table and removes the top of the Spanish announcer table. Rollins gets in the ring and boots Reigns in the head. Rollins goes to the second rope, connects with a blockbuster neck breaker for a 2 count. Rollins kicks him in the spine and connects with a traditional neck breaker for a 1 count. Rollins punches him in the corner and stomps on him. Referee holds him back. Reigns sends him into the ropes and drop kicks him down for a 2 count. Rollins applies a chin lock. Reigns fights up, but Rollins sends him out of the ring. Rollins sends him into the barricade and punches him. Rollins puts him back in the ring and gets a 2 count. Rollins applies a chin lock and fights up again. But Rollins sends him out of the ring. Rollins sends him to the barricade and punches him. Rollins puts him back in the ring again and Reigns punches him back. Rollins kicks away at him and closeouts him down. Rollins points at Ambrose and his World Heavyweight Championship. Rollins continues to punch away at him and puts him in the corner. Rollins sends him into the ropes, but he lowers his head and eats a kick. Reigns charges, and Reigns sends him out of the ring. Reigns avoids the plancha, but Rollins lands on the apron. Rollins then goes for a flying knee off the apron, but Reigns avoids it and big boots him down on the floor. Commercial. Back from the break, and we see Rollins jump on Reigns' back with a sleeper hold. Reigns goes down to one knee during the commercial break. Rollins booted Reigns in the head as he hung off the apron. Reigns fights off as the crowd comes to life to boo him. Rollins kicks him and reverses the whip. Reigns ducks the kick and punches away at him before taunting the crowd. Rollins pops up and stuns Reigns with an insecurity. Reigns doesn't go down. Rollins punches him and Reigns punches back. They begin trading punches, picking up intensity with each punch. They headbutt each other before Rollins kicks him. Rollins finally takes him down with a clothesline. Reigns starts doing the clubs in the corner before Rollins stuns him again with a reverse STO in the corner. Rollins knees him in the back and sends him out of the ring. Rollins connects with a suicide dive before putting him back in the ring. Rollins forearms him twice in the corner before running into a Samoan drop attempt. Reigns rolls him up before giving him a one-arm powerbomb for a near fall. Ambrose chuckles on commentary. Reigns sets up for a Superman punch, but Rollins kicks him and goes for a pedigree. Reigns gets out. Rollins springboards off the ropes into a Superman punch for a near fall. Reigns talks a little trash to Rollins before setting up in a corner. Rollins kicks him in the face to counter a spear. Reigns powers him in the corner and puts him on the top rope before punching him down to the apron. Rollins kicks him in the head and connects with a flying knee to the head. Rollins kicks him in the head and picks up a near fall. Rollins can't believe it. Rollins goes to the top rope and goes for a frog splash, but Reigns moves out of the way. Reigns then connects with a drive-by drop kick, and Reigns falls out of the ring. Reigns puts him on the Spanish commentary table and goes for a move, but Rollins gets out and clips his knee. Rollins gives him an insecurity and gets in the ring before being counted out. Well, the announcers immediately leave the table, and only Dean Ambrose is sitting there like, okay, I ain't afraid of nobody. But Reigns immediately pulls him out to restart the count. Almost a double count out. Reigns then spears him over a Spanish announcer's table, which don't break. Referee then counts both men out. Double count out. 2.5 stars for the match. But Shane O'Mac's music hits, and after Lillian Garcia announces there wasn't a winner, Shane says we need a number 1 contender for Battleground. Dean Ambrose says he's going to tell Shane how he does things. He'll fight them both in the same night. Shane says that's the spirit of a fighting champion, but he'll do them one better. It'll be all three former members of the Shield fighting in a triple threat match at WWE Battleground. Dean Ambrose taunts both men for the World Heavyweight Championship. Reigns grabs him and turns him around, but Ambrose immediately lays him out with dirty deeds. Ambrose picks up the title and walks off as Rollins looks stunned and is about to laugh. Rollins grabs Reigns, but Ambrose runs back in the ring to give him dirty deeds as well. Ambrose stands on the commentary table and holds up the WWE Championship as Raw goes off the air. Well, after they went off the air, Dean Ambrose gave a very heartfelt thank you to the fans for making him the champ and believing in him. He even took the belt off and laid it in front of the fans, saying, "You earned it after getting you deserved it champ started again." AJ sold a lot of merchandise last night. By the start of Raw at 5 p.m. Pacific time, the double XL and small shirts were all sold out. Also a helpful hit in case nobody has been to a WWE show in a while. They now do a service similar to Disney's park pickup, where you order an item through WWE Shop Express and then pick up the item at the location they tell you. I don't think so. If I'm gonna buy it, it's gonna be shipped to my house. And if they don't like it, they can take the 2 words, and I'm gonna call them SAWFT, solve, and they can suck it. Well, that concludes my video for Raw. Stay tuned for SmackDown coming later on in the evening. Thanks again. Peace out. See you all, baby. If you don't know, just comment, brothers and sisters.